Hi, let us discuss about adverbs today. I would like to place a note before getting into the lesson. Please make sure to read lessons on nouns, verbs, and adjectives before getting into this lesson for better understanding. Those who have not gone through the lesson, I will introduce about the basics of nouns, verbs and adjectives. For more understanding, kindly go through the lesson separately. Thank you. Please make sure you are having a pen and paper with you to write along for better understanding of the lessons. Okay. First, what is meant by adverb? So the word itself describes add to verb. So, according to the word, it is adverb is a word that gives additional information to the verb. So adverbs are like secret messengers to us. They give us extra information of the verb that is in the sentence. Okay, now let's break down the concept and learn it slowly. Example, look at the screen where a little girl is dancing happily. Can you tell me what is she doing? So she is dancing. So dancing action is happening there. So I said when introducing the small girl, she is dancing happily. Like this, take your pen and paper and please write two example words of describing her dance. How is she dancing? Happily, cheerfully, something of that sort that comes to your mind. I'll wait for 2 minutes for you to write. Hope you have written. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, the following words describe her dance. She's dancing happily, dancing merrily, dancing joyfully, dancing cheerfully, dancing enthusiastically, dancing energetically, dancing cutely, dancing gleefully, dancing blissfully, dancing gladly, and dancing freely. So, if what you have written is in the list, please give a pat to yourself and we can proceed to the next exercise. If you have written beyond what is given in the list, please send that word to me. I'll clarify you that if it's an adverb or not. Okay, next exercise. Now, so as we already discussed, adverb is a word that describes about the verb. For example, what do we call as a verb? Verbs are action words or a state of being. First level, we'll see them as action words. So, some of the action words are walk, eat, dance, and play. So, just close your eyes and try to imagine walk. What can you imagine? Now I'm telling. Walk slowly. What can you imagine? It's better, no? When compared to telling only walk, when I'm telling you walk slowly, it is giving you better clarity. So adverbs are words that helps us get better clarity of the action that is happening. Now imagine this. Walk quickly. Walk steadily. So these help us to understand the context more easily. Next, eat. What do you imagine? Okay, let me help you. Eat slowly. Eat generously. Eat quickly. Dance gracefully. Dance amazingly. Dance passionately. Play quietly. Play funnily. Play furiously. So, adverbs are verbs that give us extra information about the verb that we are dealing with. Now, I have a quick revision exercise for you. So we have the world famous Hulk in front of our eyes. So can you tell me what Hulk is doing? Yeah, he's screaming violently, I would say. So if I tell you only screaming, you may not able to imagine him so violent. But by adding this word violently, I'm giving you detail of how badly his temper is and how badly he is screaming. Now I want you to write two other words describing the way he is screaming. Please go ahead. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Okay, thank you. Now we can describe his scream as the following: screaming ferociously, screaming fiercely, screaming wildly, screaming brutally, screaming viciously, screaming cruelly, screaming wickedly, screaming ruthlessly. So, all these are adverbs that is giving us more information about the verb screaming. So, this is what is adverbs are. Understood? If you have any doubts, please make a note of it in the pen and paper and you can send it to me by the end of the session. Okay, here comes the proper definition of an adverb. Adverbs are words that provide information about a verb. We discussed that already. An adjective. See, we are getting into the next concept, or another adverb in a sentence. So, adverb are not only our secret helpers as far as verb is concerned, but also adjectives and adverbs. They will give us information about adjectives and adverbs also. Interesting, no? Okay, they tell us how, when, and where something happens. So they are the clue givers. They tell us where it is happening, how is it happening, when it has happens. So that is what is the role of a adverb. And a adverb cannot function independently. It is totally dependent on verb, adjective, or another adverb in a sentence. Okay. We already saw enough examples of adverbs modifying verbs. Now we'll see how adverbs modify an adjective. Okay, now before that, tell me what is an adjective. So, yeah, if you have learnt your lessons, you'll be able to answer this question. Okay, those who have not, let me explain it in short to you. Adjectives are words like adverbs who give us more secret information about noun. Example, can you see tabular column 1, first row, boy, tall boy. So if I just tell you boy, you can imagine some school boy or someone. The moment I tell you tall boy, you'll imagine a tall man or a tall boy, tall school boy who's sitting in the last bench probably. So upset parents. If I simply tell you parents, you can imagine a couple and you cannot imagine exactly what is the expression of their face. But I tell you upset parents, you can see how their face would look like. So that is why adjectives is giving you extra information about a noun. Improved students. So when I just tell you student, you'll think of any normal student, but by improved student you can tell that his progress has improved. Now these two words is watched, and adverb is giving extra information about these two already existing verbs. So finally, as a sentence, you can see very tall boy. If I say only tall boy, he may be in a class, he may be among a tall boy among 3 or 4 tall boys. But if I tell you very tall boy, probably he is the very tallest boy in the class. He may be the tallest in the class. So this is giving us information like that. Totally upset parents is different from upset parents. So it is intensifying what we are talking about. So that is the job of the adverb here. Tremendously improved students. Like their graph chart has gone from first semester to third semester like a rocket. So that is what is tremendously improved students. So this is how an adverb can modify adjective. Okay, next. Let us look at adverbs modifying adverb itself. For example, fully upright, highly seldom, almost always. So it is still intensifying the word that is in the sentence. Okay. Now let us see some example of adverbs. Look into this sentence. I walked fast to school today. So, in order to identify an adverb in a sentence, we have to either catch hold of a verb, adjective, or an adverb itself. Because When you find this only, you can see who is depending on them and quickly pick them out from the sentence. So in order to do that, let us identify the subject of the sentence. I walked fast to school today. So I is the subject. Walking, you can see an action. So we have got caught of the verb. Okay, now ask the question, how did I walk? So it is telling, I walked fast. When did I walk fast? Today. So by asking this question, how, what and when, you will be able to identify adverbs. So that is about first sentence. Second one, as I was quietly getting out, I met the principal. So what is the action here? Getting out is the action. Getting is the action. How did I get out? Quietly. Getting where I am? Out. So these two are adverbs. Okay. Now you have a paragraph all for yourself. Quickly take your pen and paper, read the following passage and pick the adverb. I'm going to give you some time. Do it fast. Yesterday, Noori danced well. We were completely overwhelmed by her performance. Lots of people came to congratulate her. We had to wait for a fairly long time to meet her. Okay. So, in the above passage, how did you identify the passage? So, you have to identify verb, adjective, or adverb. So, first sentence, dancing is a verb, that is action. How did she dance? She danced well. So, well is a adverb. When did she dance? Yesterday. So, we have got two adverbs already. We were completely overwhelmed by her performance. So, performance is one more verb here. Completely overwhelmed is a adverb here. Lots of people came to congratulate her. We had to wait for a fairly long time to meet her. Okay. So, yesterday, well, completely, fairly gives you additional information about how, when, and she danced, the audience reaction, the time taken. So, these verbs modifies overwhelmed, longed in the passage and therefore is called adverbs. Okay, now let us stop here, and in the next video we'll see different types of adverbs and their detailed usage. Thank you.